Al, tell me about the support of yours for this idle-free effort here. What got you involved in this?
Probably Ron first, but the need. I have children, grandchildren, and if I didn't, I think I heard the other day a very famous Nova Scotia businessman, John Roy, saying we're probably the first generation in history that's leaving this continent, this world, worse than we entered it. And, he reminded me that we have an obligation. We have an opportunity and an obligation to make this world a better place. And it's so simple. I found some complications with the carbon footprint. Wonderful idea, hard to sell, government trying to administer. What if people just stopped idling their automobile for 3 minutes a day? What would it mean, Ron?
Well, Al, it's 3 minutes a day. This is the official position of the government. Natural Resources Canada, Rick says 3 minutes a day is about the equivalent of 630 million liters worth of fuel that's just being lost by people sitting and running their vehicles when they're parked. Now, we argue it's actually even more than that, because if you take a look around, 3 minutes is probably a little low. And I know this because I used to be the Canadian idler.
All right. Well, and what is it that you'd like people to do? We talk about being idle-free. Well, but at when? I mean, when we're at a red light, obviously not.
No, we don't advocate that at all. As a matter of fact, we were on Jordy's show here a couple weeks ago, and basically it's really, really simple. It's when you're parked and it makes sense, shut your vehicle off. It's that simple. And on Al's site, actually, MacPhee Chevrolet, now owned and operated by the Steel Auto Group. We thank them for their support. You can actually go on and see the blog that we've put together to help educate and inspire the grassroots at MacPhee Chevrolet, and you'll see Al's PSAs. And for instance, so when you're parked and it's a warm, beautiful day like today, consider the alternative. Rather than running the air conditioning, just roll your windows down. Just try it, and you might be amazed.
But, again, suggesting that we're in line for a Tim Hortons coffee, for example, that we turn the car on and off for that. So when do people...
What over 3 minutes, you do.
Oh, okay, perhaps so.
Certainly.
But you're talking about just, in the mornings, sitting in the car, waiting for someone at a store, or dropping the kids off to school, or something, or picking someone up and waiting for them.
It's like I used to do, Rick. This is about the lowest of the low-hanging fruit out there. It's the equivalent of turning your light switch off in your house. So, and the problem with this, we see the challenge with this across Canada with anti-idling campaigns. And we're not fond of the term anti, because that usually means somebody's doing something wrong. We say idle free for our kids, and it sticks. And what that simply means is when you're parked and it makes sense, turn your vehicle off. That's it. And what's going to happen is we're going to inspire and get the attention of the vast majority of Canadians and address $1 billion worth of fuel going up. Actually, 10 minutes is probably more like $3 billion worth of fuel going up across Canada every year just from those situations.
Be practical about it. If you looked out from a hotel window, it's 8-9 stories, at some very cold day, and you look that people are down having breakfast or showering, but they go to the window, they put the remote start on. We sell it. We like to do that.
Guilty.
But guilty, of course. Maybe I as well. But, it isn't essential that this vehicle run 12, 15 minutes. Automobiles heat up very quickly now, and it's not essential. Wear your top coat for a little while for the first short distance, rather than having these things all steam up in the parking lot. And starters, by the way, last for the lives of vehicles now. It's not like the days of old when starters would fail after 2 or 3 years. Starters will go the whole lifetime. So you can start your vehicle more often. It's sort of like the old story, leave the fluorescent lights on because the starters take so much fuel that it's cheaper to leave them on. Well, these things have changed too. You shut them off. This is the same thing about your automobile. You shut it down. It's better for the automobile, and it's far better for the environment.
Before I let you go, so you're going to be now kind of trying to convince car dealers right across this country to get on board with this program. Is that your job now?
I have a lot of jobs now.
Yeah, that's right. But you got some free time in your hand now, do you not?
He's the incoming chair of the Canadian Automobile
Well, there you go. Yeah. So who better to say?
Well, and it's not some apology for selling automobiles. At all, automobiles are essential. They're part of. It's making automobiles kinder to the environment. We want people to buy automobiles and to use them when they need them, but we don't want them running their engines unnecessarily. It's just one of those things. All of this is an awareness campaign. Once I saw it, I said, hell, I'm most guilty person in Canada. I always had big cars with large V8s, and I could start them remote. There's no need to do that.
And Ron, if people want more information, there's a website they can go to?
Certainly is. Actually, go to idlefree.org, idlefree.org.
And you get all the information you need right there and then.
Well, you're actually going to see a lot more about Al's commitment, and you'll see some great pictures of our idle-free pace car parked out front here right now. So, yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Well, good for the two of you to be doing this here.
It's more than just not lip service. It's money. We've earmarked funding, the automobile, and I know that other people will want to get on board. It's just so logical. Everyone cares about what the environment is going to be like, even if you are in the automobile business.
Al MacPhee and Ron Zima. And Ron with both of them campaigning on behalf of Idle Free. And thank you both for stopping by here today. Much appreciated.
Thank you for having
Thanks, Rick.
us.
All right.